Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 13 properly ticketed. Week 6! It's our final game, because we did one live, Mage did all the other ones, and then we did these two. Last time we consigned Ocelot to death because of the way he said the F word on a nice Christian stream.
True.
So this time we just got Randy. But it's okay, you'll be seeing more Ocelot in Week 7. And in the Finals Leagues. That'll be fun. MK-Ulty immediately coming out, banning out the Pit Lord. Once again. Really, yeah, just banning out the exact same stuff, really trying to get Boofus out of the game. In fairness, the Necro last time was pretty disastrous. Picking up the Mars this time. Yeah, let me tell you something I don't like. Are you ready? Something that I never really thought much about in Season 12, even though it happened all the time. It's happening in Season 13 more frequently, and now it's happening more frequently. I'm thinking about it. I don't like Mars' first pick. I think it's way too counterable. And I think he's not a hero you want to get, like, countered. I think if he gets countered, he has no impact. You do not want your 3 to have 0 impact from the word go. Like, if your 3 has like an abominable lane phase, things go wrong, then you know that's one thing. But if your 3 literally can't do his job by, you know, the 4th pick in lane phase, you're done. Snap and Grim coming out here. They want somebody to be chain stunning.
Yes.
Let's get a Slardar up too, so we can just have like 3 consecutive AoE stuns.
Yeah, there you go.
5 seconds remaining.
And that's already pretty bad news for Mars. Nothing sucks quite like the awkward moment when you arena somebody and then the Inkswell falls on them and then you're just sitting there like, well, what do I do? Rubik coming out, though. That Rubik could definitely be interesting. Already some pretty good stuff on the board for Rubik to pick up.
10 seconds remaining.
You know, nothing sucks worse than if Rubik picks up that Grimstroke ult, and you're just sitting there chained to the other guy for like an hour and a half. No Furion.
Dire team ban.
No Invoker.
Okay.
That's absolutely not what I expected.
I have to disagree with that not what I expected. I think Iceman ban Invoker is a pretty reasonable ban, actually.
Yeah.
Banning
Especially
Invoker for
two
Iceman.
people who just die instantly upon getting Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Radiant team ban.
LSD does not want to see that axe again. On one hand, I find it hard to blame them. On the other hand, I don't know if we're gonna see the Axis game. Banning out the Void Spirit is interesting. I feel like this is a really good Void Spirit game for MK-Ulty. Better MK-Ulty Void Spirit game, I think, for LSD. I mean, it screws Snapfire, but Grim doesn't care. He's actually got a pretty good response to it in the form of the stupid ghost thing.
I mean, Mickle just doesn't want to play it.
Guess so. I am the Juggernaut. I am banned again. This is already looking like a pretty godlike Lifestealer game if Lambert wants to do that. But I wouldn't pick it here, though. Pick something else here and then think about it. Nimbus Spirit is bad. Phantom Lancer
Ooh,
is picked.
Peel. Okay.
So somebody can pretty cleanly jump out of the arena.
Absolutely not what I expected.
So that is good. Also, you know, Mars, a hero that does not like to be mana drained. I can tell you from some... I do have fairly limited Martian experience, but I can tell you this much. Mana is going to be a fairly consistent issue for him through the game, no matter what you build to counter it. Like, sure, yeah, you can pick up the Soul Ring and have some answer to it, but if the enemy team has good mana break, then it pretty much means that you're going to often be, you know, picking whether you are going to be able to drop an arena or do something in it. Well, that has to happen at least once every series.
Classic.
It really wouldn't be a cast if the game didn't just hike for 2 seconds for no reason.
Yeah, true.
Luckily, the recording is still going, so there
Dire
is that.
team pick.
Phantom
Radiant
Assassin.
team pick.
Yakiro. Do I like PA against PL? What do you think, Randy?
I like it.
You like it?
But I think it just kind of depends. If PL has a
10
good start, it could be
seconds remaining.
bad for PA if she doesn't have an equally good start. But you know,
5
that's kind of the
seconds
case for
remaining.
every carry matchup, I guess.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know. I feel like PL's going to have a better ability to deal with PA on an offensive level. PL's going to have a lot more ability to dodge daggers, to dodge the blinks and inert them than the other way around. When it starts getting into it. It's not very often that you say PA needs to watch out for being kited this game, but here we are.
Yeah, it's not the worst matchup for PA, but
Certainly it's an unusual matchup. It's not one you're going to
Yeah.
see too often. And not
It's
one where I
like-
think there's a very clear answer.
I think the only way PA like super snowballs in this game is if PL has a really bad start.
Yeah.
And like PA has Battle Fury plus Deso before PL has anything.
Right.
Dire team ban.
Bangalore.
Okay.
Interesting. So, one more target that you just can't arena. MK-Ulty
Yep.
has pretty much systematically destroyed this arena as it
10
stands. Like,
seconds remaining.
the only 2 people that care about arena right now are 2 people
5
it is
seconds
absolutely
remaining.
not worth it to arena. Pangolier, of course, a particularly bad matchup for Mars, as Pangolier can both
Radiant
leave the
team
arena
ban.
and enter it with no risk. No Dragon Knight.
I think the problem with PL versus PA, thinking about it,
Dire
is
team ban.
PL doesn't really have bursts that much, so it's a bad 1v1 for PL because he doesn't buy like Satanic or something, you know, he can sustain himself, whereas PA does buy those items.
10 seconds remaining.
And also, you know, the Battle Fury is a little troublesome.
5 seconds
Right.
remaining.
I do feel like
He also needs an MKV, which is like another slot he has to waste.
yeah. Well, I don't think MKB is that bad on
Radiant
PL.
team ban.
I don't, there's some people who are going to be crying every night having to buy MKB. I don't know if PL is necessarily one of them. Gives him some pretty solid stats that he likes to have.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think the thing is, it's like,
5
the 1v1s are
seconds
going to be
remaining.
interesting because I feel like they're kind of hard pressed to kill each other. Like, they can definitely do some damage to each other, I think, in decent capacity, but I feel like neither one is going to be that great at actually sealing the deal. It's also going to be very important for the real PL to be pretty obvious.
Yep.
And he usually is, don't get me wrong. It usually is not that hard to figure out the PL, but like, if there's any fight in which PA jumps the wrong PL, she loses that fight. Like, every single time she jumps the wrong PL, she is going to rout at best, basically.
Dire team pick.
And I think
Oh, Lucky King.
the main problem is they have a Jakiro, a Rubik, or Mars. Like, all these heroes are kind of good at clearing illusions.
Radiant team
Like, even if
pick.
the Mars arena isn't good, you can buy the shard and just clear illusions that way. Jakiro
Right.
can drop a macro.
The Magnus is
Magnus
interesting.
can empower a PA, plus the Battle Fury.
Yeah, the Magnus does throw a bit of a wrench into that. Though I do still feel like the
10
Pangolier
seconds
being
remaining.
able to just say, IDC haha
5 seconds
to the
remaining.
ult is going to make this a bit of a headache for them.
Yeah, Pango's the problem for sure.
Interesting to see how they finish this one out. Not sure where Pango's going yet. Everybody else is pretty defined, I think, but...
Legion Commander.
Okay,
Now
Legion
select
Commander.
heroes.
That's absolutely not what I expected.
It's not what I expected either, but
yeah.
I think it's okay if the duels
I think
are
a
well placed.
lot has to go well for the duels to get to be good in this game. Here's a pop quiz for you, Randy. Who do you duel in this game?
Well, PA. You can't lift
Yeah,
during duels, so Rubik's not a problem.
Yeah.
The only problem is Jakiro.
Jakiro and Magnus.
Yeah, Magnus is a problem, but... I don't
Also,
know.
Rubik is sure as hell going to be a problem in duels if he picks up Pango skills, if he picks up Grim skills, picks up Snap skills.
True.
So while his lift might not necessarily mean much, that plus his ability to just knock out flat portions of your damage, especially early on.
You duel PA and hope the rest of your team can deal with everyone else. This is
Yeah.
the play here.
Also, it's going to be
But I
a
think-
pause 2 PL and a pause 1 Pango. Unless they're
Or
lane
Lambert
swapping.
going mid. Yeah. It's probably more likely Lambert goes mid.
Could be. I don't know, these are two kind of odd team comps. I don't know if I really like either of these, to be honest with you. I feel like MK-Ulty is a good reactive team, which kind of in fact, a good enough reactive team that I feel like most of the advantages of LST are pretty nullified. Downside, I don't think they add up to anything themselves. Like, here's a pop quiz for you. What is going to queue up the Snapfire ult? It's pretty much just LC duel. I mean, if
Oh,
like
yeah.
Pangolier gets the best ball in the world, then maybe that, but like,
Also, you could get
Trust
a
me, it's
Grim
not gonna
ulti and maybe hope the people you ulted trap themselves.
right. But that is like, it's a lot to sort of depend on. It's a lot of good faith there. I don't think you're getting it.
So, this whole mess is all your fault?
Good luck, have fun. I thought for a
Yes.
second that was a GG.
It just revolves around the rest of the team dealing with the support line while PA gets dueled.
Yeah. Which I don't know if they can really do
I
that
think
all
they
that
can.
well.
I think with Bingo plus the supports they can.
It has to go really well. And that's the funny thing. I feel like there's going to be a lot of like, either team fights in this game are going to be like super meat grindery and end with a lot of deaths on both sides, or like just going to be a lot of nothing happening and everyone just gets back. You know what I mean? Like neither of these guys, I feel like, have a great ability. Like a lot of good initiate, but I feel like there's a lot of trouble
30
closing
seconds to
both
battle.
sides. I feel like the chemistry between the heroes isn't there. Like, okay, pop quiz. What goes into the arena? Answer Jakiro ult and whatever we get off of Rubik. Pop quiz, what do we get to make the, make the Snapfire ult work? Well, LC duel on one target and hope to God that the Pango ult is hitting 5 consistently for multiple people. What goes into the Grimstroke ult? ... You know what I mean?
You can double duel actually. You can double duel with the Grim ult and then Snapfire ult them.
That is a massive risk.
Is it a risk? I mean, what? You've disabled
Here's
two people
the
and
risk.
They're both probably gonna die.
Here's a risk. You duel PA, she crits you to death in one hit, and then you just gave 2 people dual damage
Okay,
for no
well,
reason.
Don't let PA get that farmed. Lol.
Yeah, it's easy in theory.
Absolutely not what I expected.
Or you go in with the double duel, your line gets pushed back, so now LC is just sitting there facing 4 people, 2 of them in the duel.
Fishing
Or, you
finding out how
know-
hard it is to trade with Jakiro up here.
Yep. Or, you know, you have, yeah, Magician is going to die,
You're
actually,
looking
first
dead.
blood.
Yeah. Alright, don't trade with Jakiro.
Or you have LC duel, Snapfire ults, and then Snapfire gets hit by a spear and
Not
dies.
what I expected.
Or not dies,
We'll
but
see.
stops. No, the ghost.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
I don't know how this Pangolier Magnusman matchup goes, I will say that much. It's very interesting, especially with a non-mid player on the Pangolier. I think it's a bit brazen, honestly, to send Lambert in against Iceman. I don't know.
I think they feel like they needed the Pango for whatever reason.
Right. I think Lambert just said, whatever, we just won a big one, let me play something fun, we don't need 2 wins.
Yeah, fair. They don't need 2 wins. I mean, losing
That's
this
true.
game would be meaningless for them.
Well, I think they already were guaranteed to be on board after like week 5, so.
Yeah.
I think it's like 2 losses this season so far.
Yes, sir. Yeah. 9-2 going into this game.
Right.
And 8 is the magic number, so.
Yep. Both ways.
Yep.
I mean, hypothetically, it's actually like, it is more likely that you get 8 losses in bracket than you get 8 wins in bracket. Because
Yes.
hypothetically, if things break out, you can lose 8 and still go on. But like, last season it didn't happen. I don't think it happened in 11. You know, so on and so forth. It is very unlikely that these situations come down to be that way. The good news is, if nothing else, the even if the Snapfire ult on a team level isn't going to be that decisive, there's going to be a very long time in this game where dual plus Snapfire ult equals guaranteed kill. You know, if they can just get a
Yes.
pick, it is a guaranteed kill. I don't think it does anything for them in team fights much, but you know. The 2 mids high-fived. How about that? Mickle has lost over half his HP. How about that? Mickle is gonna maybe die?
Fine. He's
No,
not fine,
ain't
he got scared. Okay.
The only one surprised by this is you, and by you I mean
Yeah,
Randy.
he didn't expect the spear
You
to
didn't
kill him,
expect.
and neither did I,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, he wasn't talking to PL. PL knew he was dead. Oh my god. I need multicam for this guy. Let's go back a little bit more and just see all these fun things happen. The only one surprised by this is you. Kill came out of every lane there. Bliss just got hit by the edge of a scatter blast. Lambert,
Got skewered, I would imagine.
yeah.
Where did you come from?
Got
did
skewered
go?
without shield crash up. And then got tipped.
What did you expect?
And then got laughed at.
What did you expect?
And then got laughed at. Very aggressive play against a PA.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I don't know if you, Listen, I love dies more than most people do. If you look at my games, if you look at my history, I will be the most aggressive good ender you've ever seen in some games. PA not the one to go on. PA is not a fun dive.
Not what I expected.
So many ways I can go bad for you. I look away for 2 goddamn seconds, guys. Come on! This is a very bloody lane phase and nothing else.
Yep.
Please. Where are you watching? Set. Start.
Interestingly, up until this wave, Pango was actually carrying the last hit advantage here. So, you know, he did die. That's not too good.
Please.
But now, the Magnus is caught up. Starting to really pass him up.
Yeah.
So far, this is the off lane's game. You know, both ones doing not great for last hits. It's especially notable here, I think, that PL died and yet still has the same amount as
Missing
PA.
middle.
That should tell you
Yeah,
about how
it's-
much fun PA's been having.
They're playing an aggressive game into PA, and Chris is also playing aggressively into them instead of focusing on farm,
Right.
which is definitely a way to respond. That's
It's just not a right one if you don't get the kills.
Oh yeah, that's hindsight. You don't know if you're not gonna get the kills until you try.
That's true, but the thing is, it goes like this, alright? You don't know if you're not gonna get the kills if you don't try, unless you do it multiple times and don't get the kills, in which case you know it's not gonna happen.
We've missed 5 out of 6 kills in this game.
Yep. Got first blood though, so that's good.
That's absolutely not what
Gotta get goddamn multicam going on, dude. I'm telling you. Need to hire out. Oh my god, we're gonna see this one!
Yeah, it's true.
Well, they got us. And unfortunately, not only did PA not get the kill,
Pages went to the secret shop and sniped his courier.
yeah, not only did PA not get the kill, he also lost courier. Very sad.
Radiant's
PL is done with this crap. He is going right to the jungle. He has changed his mind. He is no longer going right to the jungle.
Going back. He might get dove here. Lambert.
TP's coming in.
Responding. Responding with a roll.
Yep. This is not what you want to see if you're PL. This is exactly what you want to see if you're MK-Ulty.
Yeah.
And just, you know, the
Good
first
rotation by
of
Lambert.
first of presumably many arenas that are not going to result in kills, unfortunately for him. That's one thing I'm sure of. I'm not sure how either of these team comps are going to go in general, but I'm pretty much 100% sure Marth does nothing this game. Unless it's a Christmas miracle. Just everything goes well for him, and I think... Well, let's just say it like this. I think this is the point where it's like, MK-Ulty has to let it happen. It is up to MK-Ulty to mess up and let it happen. It is not up to him to do well. If he does perfectly and MK-Ulty does not let it happen, he still does nothing, you know?
Purpose with it.
The ball is, in other words, not in his court. They have to succeed. Or, they have to fail. It is not born on his success. Lots of pings going out there for some reason.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Looking desperately for the duel here. They just do not get it.
They're gonna get another Chikiro, I would imagine. Oh,
No, they're not, because Jakiro's desperately trying to stay away.
Oh.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah, good play by Bliss, but
Iceman
work out,
just trying to
unfortunately.
queue up a really nice looking
Radiant's bottom tower
ult there,
is
but
under attack.
he doesn't have RP, I don't think. Unless he leveled it at 9. He's going
Right.
this big farm Magnus build.
I guess I kind of see why. It's not like it's going to come in any handy against Lambert.
Dire's
in this
middle
game.
tower is under attack.
Oh, man. Ooh!
Radiant's bottom tower.
Magician getting away by the skin of his teeth.
Maybe a duel? No,
Not up.
not duel.
No
yeah.
mana for it anyway.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Notably, they're wasting a lot of time off the PA there while PL is doing some more interesting things, so they're rotating now a bit to deal with that.
Okay, that was close. But
They got the wrong one.
Walk away.
This is going to be very interesting, this game. I think PL's ability to confuse and befuddle in this game is going to be very crucial to success. I mentioned at the top of the game, like, every fight where PA jumps the wrong PL is a fight PA loses, like, for sure. You know, if that doesn't happen, it's a big question mark how the fights go. If that does happen, it's completely settled. LC, do not duel this, man. It is a good thing they took that option away from me.
Okay, arena.
Pretty decent arena, but again, All Bango has to do is hit R, and nothing comes of it. Bango is kind of overstaying this, though, considering how miserably not ready for anything his team is.
Only you had that
And
cookie
dies
heals
increase.
trait.
First Snapfire ult is at least gonna drop on Jakiro there, so, you know. And Matt kind of overstayed there for as low as he was, unfortunately. It's good for,
Soaring and
for
gold
LST.
wall.
Yeah. It's good for LST there. It's not a huge change in gold, but PA's coming away with it with some profit and everything. Just one issue. This guy's still free farming.
Yeah, it is.
And while Lambert is not, by any stretch of the imagination, a career 2 or anything, let's not forget that Mickle isn't either. Mickle is still a one-man. And he may be a Tortellini specialist, but he is still a one-man. He is not going to be off-roll. He is going to be on-roll this game in a rare situation. Was that a dual one? Let's find
Probably
out.
dual, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Gotta be careful around that LC, you know?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think Bluefist plays a bad. Probably not, right? Statistically.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh well.
I don't think most people do in the pro scene anymore. It's not really,
That's very sad.
Dire's
not really in the meta, and if he is, he's like a separate support.
Yeah. It is very sad. I cry every time. But I'm laughing all the way to the bank as a 3 in this game. The only person you like really don't want to see is up PL. Everybody else, you're like, thank God, you know.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Grimstroke can be annoying too. We have a few ways to deal with them.
Reno and the Magician here.
Yeah, they're
Just earned the
Right,
ire of this
yeah.
team.
pretty hungry for a kill there at any cost.
Mickle's gonna exit this area. A little too active for him.
Was that worth an arena? No. No. How much did that give them? 293 gold? That's like what? A wave and a half? No. 293 gold split among various people as well.
I mean, it doesn't matter. You're not gonna do anything to the cores with an arena.
Yeah, that's true.
So what can you do? You either waste arena on a core and do nothing, or kill supports with it.
Yeah, waste it on a support and achieve a little bit. Not the ideal Mars position. This is interesting. I think they're assuming more here.
They've stopped assuming.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ding, ding,
like
ding,
I
ding,
said.
Ding, 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 ding. Well, that's pretty tragic. Got like Matt sitting on 30 dual damage right now.
Yep.
Radiant's middle tower
Not the
is
best
under
start
attack.
for LC, but could certainly be worse.
Do you like how Magician held the auto attack so GLM could get the kill? Very
Right.
selfless.
Interestingly, does not have Little Shredder, which I feel like he really needs to get at least one level of in this game. Both because his team is kind of lacking in actual tower damage, and because it's like, well, you just drop that on a duel and then ult it, like... Guy like Matt is in a very bad position here.
He is, yeah.
Especially with no blink.
Oh, okay. Just goes into that little
Ooh!
spot there. Ooh, okay.
And then he gets
Good
tipped by
TP.
Lambert. PA just finished Battle Fury, which is, just to be blunt, not a great timing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not like
Yeah,
PL's doing
it's
much
pretty late.
better, but... PL charging right for the shard, interesting.
Yeah, they're completely on pace, actually. Okay.
Here comes the Snapfire ult, and Mars just has to walk the hell away.
If that spirit landed, that could have been super good, but did not.
That's
Nice stuff. Oh, good RP!
dual
That
win.
is a huge RP for Iceman.
Yeah. Seems like there's some comm issues going on in that fight there from MK-Ulty. Oh my god, Rubik stole dual blast!
Oh no.
That is not a good idea. There are many good ideas in this world, and that is not one of them.
Just get him.
God damn, does LC need this Blink Dagger already?
Okay,
That much I'm
that's
telling you for sure.
It's gonna escape from his life.
Tower is under attack.
Well, the bad news is that PL took a very casual spill there, and PA has been farming that whole time uninterrupted.
Yeah,
The-
all on the back of that RP, man.
The good news is that LC just got 20 dual damage out of that.
RPing their 2 cores in the middle of a macro fire.
Yeah.
I don't know if it gets better than that.
Well, this is not a 2-core type game. Let's not kid ourselves. After that fight, this is not a 2-core game anymore. Well, I mean, maybe it is, but the guy who's not a core is somebody else. GH charging right into BKB.
Yep.
No surprise, but the timing on it is going to have to be huge here.
Oh, I think he's buying the hammer before the axe. Okay, never mind.
Nope.
Dragon's gonna flame you.
True. You can kind of see the awkward non-chemistry in the MK-Ulty lineup exhibited there. It's like, even if Jakiro is not there, there's still absolutely no chance they get a kill off of that, and that's a 2 and a 4 right there. It's not great. PA beat Pangolier to boots, but just barely. Notably, Magnus walked away from that fight because of the kills he got. Walked away with a lot of net worth. He is certain on the top of the chart right now.
They're
For smoke.
hunting. They are hunting right now.
Find Lambert.
Yep, they certainly will, and they land the
And-
spear, but the LC purged it.
Yep. He immediately just tries to roll.
Oh,
RP on 2 though.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, the Inkswell. The Inkswell doesn't save LC's life, but it dooms Iceman and Boofus to ruin. That ain't what you want to have given to PL. Ooh, the last second Blink Dagger there. Still gonna be tough. Where is he's really holding his W there, huh? Okay.
Didn't need it.
No, the sentry.
Sentry ward killed by creeps. So.
Well, that's another interesting sort of trade-off there. In that, on one hand, you do get the the LC, and you lose no dual damage in doing so. But on the other hand, you just gave the highest net worth death in the game to PL.
Yes.
Good news is he's not looking at doing anything with that immediately.
And we're gonna land on Jakiro here, right, I guess. Sure they want more, which is why they're kind of awkwardly. Okay, there we go. They'll settle.
Yep. LC going for Shadowblade over Blink this game.
Yeah.
There's a degree to which I get that and a degree to which I don't. Oh, that's so sad.
Good heads up play
Arena
there
up.
by Iceman. Arena on the LC, yeah.
And the team is out right now, so they actually can't respond.
Okay.
They're gonna try and do something here. You know, multiple ults coming out, but all they get for it is Rubik. That's not an equivalent trade.
sphere.
The Snapfire ult is out. Though, yeah, give a Magician a back rub there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And that's sort of one of those awkward, no chemistry comp fights I was talking about there in motion for both of those lineups. Comes out on top for LSD this particular time. But just everything just kind of went badly for them there. I think the ultimate lesson of that fight is we cannot split up. If anyone is solo, they die.
Kind of posturing there.
Yep. Without the blink, I don't think anything happens. I do say I know God like Matt is the average blink non-enjoyer, but like I think you really needed this game over Shadowblade. I don't think you catch people like anymore without blink. No matter how invisible you might be at any given moment. It's not great defensively for you either. Like, if you want a guaranteed way to get away from Mars, he blinks on top of you, you immediately blink yourself, rather than he blinks on top of you, you Shadowblade, and hope he doesn't have dust.
Yep.
It's gonna make him matter a lot more to you for really no gain, though. That is going to go for the BKB here to at least address that in particular.
I think they've realized that they need to arena the LC, because if they don't arena the LC, you know, if you arena Lambert, even if you hit the spear on him, it can be purged off.
Right.
So he just gets out anyway.
Smoke coming out here by LS2, they're not actually going to catch anybody.
Like, the purge is a major problem.
One notable thing I should mention is that, like, 3 minutes ago,
Okay.
PL was the lowest net worth core on the chart.
That car's making plays, very nice.
Yep. Arena out on literally just PL illusions. Duel is hitting LC, but
Oh, Iceman!
Iceman just completely blew the RP, and now his team just dies.
That is really unfortunate.
That was another very awkward fight. I liked LC dueling PA on opposing sides of the arena, and then they just look at each other.
Radiant's bottom
That was the definition of awkward.
I think disabling the PA was super important there.
Not
So
Right.
there's that.
Yep, got a
I mean,
clean
PA
kill on
just
PA.
kinda sets a stand around doing nothing, and then dies.
Yep. Clean kill on PA, no dual win, but a clean kill on PA is an equivalent victory, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's the
Dire's
highest net
middle
worth in the
tower
game.
is under attack.
And you also killed the second highest net worth in the game. So.
Yep. And the guy you want to be the highest net worth survived it.
absolutely.
Dire's
Yep.
middle tower is under attack.
And really, none of it was what Jenkins was expecting.
That's true.
PL still got that ancient.
Dire are scanning.
Dire scan out the Roche pit, swing and a miss.
That's absolutely.
The Reaver for PL's Heart of Trask is then.
This should make my life easier.
LC got double damage and is now doing a pretty ludicrous amount for this point in the game.
And it's looking for a. I'm just gonna farm. It's fine.
Got no duels here. Iceman's team is saying, hell with this, we're getting back. We are assuming we got late game. I don't know if I necessarily agree with them at this juncture. I feel like if LC hadn't gotten 60 damage worth of duels by this point, then the assumption that they're going to have late would probably be true, but LC is going to be a late game threat at this point. There is basically no two ways about it. And the Mars on the other side means nothing compared to her. I think Magnus and Pango are going to be pretty equivalent, but
Looks like we might get a little
Smoke.
action.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Elsie's
is under attack.
Shadow Blade wasn't on, so they're just gonna clear out. This
Okay.
is an interesting duel.
I think that would have been fine if he didn't get Ice Path off.
Yeah. Another-
Mickle?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
Another one of those
Doesn't
do
matter.
nothing type duels.
Horus
Dire's
escape.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yep.
Dire's
It's not a
bottom
victory
tower has
for
fallen.
LST, but that wasn't nearly as disastrous as it could have been.
Yeah.
I think if LC gets a dual victory there, that is like super bad. It's as bad as you can get, but because she didn't, it's mostly fine. Unless they just casually lose T2 here for it, but they're not actually going to push that up. Lambert's laughing because his Pango illusions aren't hitting the tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's so sad.
Where you
That is pretty
watching?
sad.
That's how it's done.
They have LC coming in.
Whoa.
That is awkward.
Crap. On the other hand, what a
Super
poorly
duper-
timed.
Oh, the misses.
Yeah, I was gonna say what a poorly timed disarm, unfortunately.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But
Absolutely not.
yeah, that is literally the worst possible thing that could happen for LSD, isn't it? Like literally nothing worse can happen than LC randomly
Jillian.
catches.
Jillian
King
was
Top tower is under attack.
he was on point there. He like knew exactly where Chris was walking.
Radiant's bottom tower
Get a
is under
pretty
attack.
free
Also
roach.
Soul Edge. Soul Edge is gonna help make the duels on LC a lot more viable moving forward. And it's gonna help PL a lot. Speaking of things that'll help PL a lot, PL's got
Yes.
hard.
It means Field maybe doesn't have to buy MKB.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Still do it, I think, but he has the option not to if he wants to run it. It is now a reasonable risk rather than really stupid, basically.
Okay, very nice.
Rena goes up, 1 support, 0 kills. Doesn't even really prevent the Grimstroke ult, actually, which is just even sadder.
The duel onto the BKB and Mars is
Does not, like,
Likely dead,
doesn't get the
yeah.
kill, but
Is under attack.
Snapfire ult is a complete wash there, just
on BKB.
way out of position on Snapfire's part, unfortunately.
Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No dual win, but on the other hand, they lost 2 for nothing. One of them their
Dire's
pos
middle
3,
tower has
and
fallen.
now they gotta defend this with without
No
the
RP.
really the one source of uphill defense that they have up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They have a Wraith pack.
Dire's
Nice.
structures
Yep,
are
Snapfire
falling.
got Rat Pack again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'm gonna glyph out to try and save the tower here, but no such luck.
No, it
Dire's
does.
middle tower has fallen.
And they just took a T3, losing literally nothing but some illusions. Phantom Lancer's going the other direction. He's not saying, I want to deal with the evasion. He's saying, I'm going to get some evasion of my own, see how she likes it.
There you go.
And then he's going to get taunted by, or not taunted, he's going to be stunned by an ogre. I'm glad there's something you could identify as an ogre club back in the game now.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, crap.
no. 2-shot.
Oh no!
Ooh,
Oh wait, no,
because of the ball.
he just got shield crash,
Oh, we
it's
got shield
okay.
rush. Okay.
Well,
Oh,
once
there.
again, their only source of uphill defense just kind of casually died, so now they're just going to take some racks.
They can't get through back door at the moment, but it'll take some wrecks in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Regeneration. Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
very, very casual Rex here for
Dire's middle
MK-Ulty. I gotta say, it feels like it slips sliding away for LST here. Good pick on the Grimstroke, but
He's not dead?
yeah. No,
Yeah,
never
he's
mind.
not dead.
Bad pick on the Grimstroke. It didn't work. They just dueled under T4s and run.
Yeah.
A Margarina just dropped expressly to save Magnus, and it didn't work.
Hey, they popped Aegis.
Yeah, that's good.
So there's that.
Radiant's top
Nothing
Yeah.
matters. They're kind of being found farmed right now.
The only downside is that they don't have any other T2s, so they have to go push
Yes.
somewhere else now.
Very unfortunate.
And, well, they did not win in that specific push. I will say it is very difficult to see a victory condition for LST now.
Much more.
Yep.
Now that PL has heart, he's looking really hard to stop. Lambert is sitting at the top of the net worth chart. And while that's not as meaningful on Pangolier as it would be elsewhere, it means he means a hell of a lot more than that Magnus right now. PA is doing well enough for herself, but just kind of needs the Satanic to have even a hope of living. I don't know. I feel like MK-Ulty really just kind of has to give them like 10 minutes worth of totally free farm for there to be somewhere to go here.
Right.
Rubik got Swashbuckle. He is now unstoppable according to Jakiro.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I will say this is going to be a much harder push than the other ones. We're still on the grounds of Jakiro having the live. Well,
Okay.
Jakiro is trying so hard to get the ulti off of Lambert. I have never seen anyone try anything harder,
Are under attack.
but...
Okay.
That fire is gonna just die instantly. And if they back, this is actually really good, because they didn't... Huh? Got Pango
Oh,
here.
You got a Lambert.
Yeah. Oh my god, did Elsie just want a duel?
Yeah, I just want to duel, yes.
Dire's
Yeah, Elsie, I meant PA, want a duel. That is super bad. Boof is doing everything he can to try and keep these racks up. He will give his life for it, though.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can tell you this. PA getting a duel win is ludicrously bad. That is not something that would happen.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, at this point, it is pretty late for the to do that much, but boy, that sure is not good. If there is a road to victory for LSD, it starts with that. Is what I'll say. BL picked up Butterfly here. It's gonna make these illusions basically impossible to kill at this point, I feel like. So much agi. They're gonna be dealing so much damage to people, nobody's gonna be able to survive the cloud.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Really managed to push all the way out to the top T1 here, took back the outpost while PL's been bought, but
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
they also got the Satanic. That duel win, not only did they get the duel win there, they also got Satanic on PA, who is now looking at a rapier.
Yeah. The classic Chris play.
I don't know what else you do here, so I can't argue with it.
Grand Finals Game 1. All over again.
Looking at PL here. I was really hoping he was going to drop RP on that.
That would be funny, but no.
LC just like, please somebody split up. Please. Nobody split up. Or man Smoke, they're still looking for PL here.
Yep.
PL's in a lot more danger this time, actually. But they missed him.
People's walking the wrong way. Okay, see that?
No, he's still in a lot of danger, actually. But unfortunately, okay. Unfortunately, the wrong man is leading there. That was so ballsy on Peel's part.
Yeah.
That was such a misplay. The good news is that, luckily, where was that? Did she just pop that early?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
The bad news is that everybody on LSD has buyback right now. Good news is it's going to completely ruin any chance that LC actually gets to have that, but you know. That rapier, as it were.
Don't tell me. I'm a sight for sore eyes.
Snapfire, armor break with PLs beating up, please.
Middle tower is under attack.
Or loose T4s. Is this how... Oh, well, that's not good for Matt. Is this the inglorious way in which this game ends? I was going to say, with them... Oh, well, that's
Fountain farming.
bad.
Fountain farming is how this game ends.
Fountain farming, ultra kill. Jakiro buys back, trying to give Mickle the rampage. He didn't get it!
Oh,
It happened again! What the hell? 2 times in 2 different games!
This time Mickle wrote some room.
Fuck Michel. What can I say?
What can you do, guys?
Ugh. Well, that was awkward. That was like, how should I put this? Imagine you order a pizza, right? You order a pepperoni pizza from your local pizza place, and you open it up. One half has a sock on it, and the other half has anchovies. The anchovies pizza is obviously going to be the one you ate, but you probably didn't want that, right? That was what watching this game was like. LST was the sock, MK-Ulty was the anchovies. Like, this is not going to be the record-breaking performance for them by any standard. I think they were just like, to be honest, and this is a sad thing, I just don't think they were being that serious with this game, and it still just went like this.
That's true.
Just 2 kind of not so great team comps that just kind of collide. I think the ultimate thing was PA wasn't able to come out early enough. PA was able to get in fights a little bit earlier. If the lane phase at the early game had gone a little better for PA, I think this game goes a very different way. I think if PA is able to come out early, then Bangalore is just a non-issue. But Bangalore was allowed to Super Ball. I was figuring he wasn't in pick phase, but no, he got allowed to Super Ball, basically. And it's not great having to come out early on PA, but I think it's kind of what you have to do in this game. I think he just delayed his entrance too much. Which is funny, because I feel like in recent weeks it's been a lot of like ones trying to come out way too early, but in this game I think the one came out late. If he shows up to some more of these early fights, I think, you know, like you get more kills on Pango. LC has to think harder about who she's actually going to duel. And, you know, notably, the prediction that you made at the start of the game, like, oh, LC just duels PA and they try to deal with the support line, that didn't really actually work out for them in practice. Pretty much all of PA's duel wins are just stand alone, catch somebody out, and just get the duel, right?
Yeah, LC's dual ones.
Yeah. How do I keep getting that backwards? LC's duel wins are pretty much all just pickoffs. Pretty much never actually just, like, got one in a fight, right? So to that end, I feel like the actual strategy you kind of listed out earlier, it wasn't really proving that effective in practice when it was coming out. It's just they didn't need it to come out. They were winning a different way. So, does the game change if PA does? Not necessarily. If she takes some release bills, it is an even worse loss than this. But, like, I feel like that's the only way they have a chance, really. Just have PA come out early have her be buffed by the Magnus Empower and just hope for the best, basically. I think that's the only path they have. If they do that, Pangolier is a much smaller issue than he ends up being. I think he is considerably, just has a considerably worse game, and that might mean a lot. LC has a marginally worse game, that might mean something. And you're forcing Mickle to come out earlier than he probably wants to if it starts going badly for him, which is good for you, right? I don't know. It's hard to say. It's two very awkward drafts. I don't know what does change this world. I can tell you this much. Anything but the Mars pick does better this game, I think. The Mars pick just bottled him so much. I mean, you want to talk about zero impact no matter how hard he was trying? There you go, baby. Like, what, 2 arenas in the entire game got kills? Like, 2? Seriously? The whole time? That's how much he gets. He has a okay-looking KDA, but again, remember, 2 of those have anything to do with the arena. All the other ones are like lane kills, they're just casually sniping with spear, just getting a nice hit with shield, but that sort of thing, right? That's where pretty much all that comes from. It felt like neither side's support line actually ended up doing that great this game. Shockwave just ended up getting scrambled every time he showed up. Jakiro just ended up getting scrambled every time they showed up. Grimstroke just didn't die, that's the good news, but just didn't feel like they were just doing that much in the fights. Like, I don't know if there were that many great Grimstroke ults, really. Just kind of an insurance card they didn't end up needing or using, basically, and the Snap felt like way lower impact this game than the last one. Snap felt like was more of an impact from little shredding people in front of PL and LC than anything else. And again, it's just because he has such awkward comps. Like, Grimstroke has no impact because what does Grimstroke do this game? Almost nothing, legitimately, is the answer to that question. Literally nobody is going to go out the ult. Inkswell is only just an addendum to Cookie, you know. Yeah, it's very awkward. Very, very, very awkward. I don't know. Weird game. Glad it's over. And that's it. That's it for this week. Like we said earlier, in the last series, we're doing Pata versus Dota. To round out Week 7, group stage is over. LD2L.GG. If you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, lots of things happen in queues, games, stand-ins, every day. So definitely check on that. And yeah, that's it for now. But before we go, I'd like to tell you about today's sponsor, right? Today's sponsor, I think, you might agree, it's a pretty big breakthrough in technology. I'm actually pretty excited that we actually got this. It is the 8-Track company, right? They got in touch with us recently. They have been manufacturing these 8-track players for cars, right? So, you know, you can get your car, your truck, you can put your 8-track player in. And what it does is they sell these little 8-track, right? These little 8-track like tapes. And you put it in. And you can listen to all your favorite tunes on the go. I'm talking like, you want to listen to your David Bowie, you want to listen to your Police, you want to listen to your Bee Gees, whatever you kids are doing now, right? You can get that on the go, which I think is it's pretty interesting stuff, really. And you might even be able to get one in your home, which is a pretty amazing development. Like, I don't know how, like, concerts and stuff are going to continue to be a viable thing if you can just listen to their music at home, right? What's the point of radio going to be? I think this 8-track thing really has legs. It might change the future as we know it, right? So we'd like to thank them. We'd also like to thank our longtime sponsors over at the Laserdisc Company. And with that, we'll see you next time.